The countdown is over, Week 1 is finally here, and the Denver Broncos are set to clash with the Tennessee Titans. The stakes? Everything. The energy? Unmatched. This is where the season begins, and every snap matters. The big question: how will Vance Joseph manage the linebackers if both Josey Jewell and Alex Singleton are limited? Expect to see plenty of single linebacker looks. Players like Kanai Maga and Justin Strnad could see the field more often, stepping up when needed. There's also the option to elevate rookie linebacker Drew Sanders from the practice squad, a move that could inject fresh energy into the defense. And don't rule out the versatility of the secondary. A hard-hitting safety like P.J. Locke could creep into the box, giving Denver the flexibility to run aggressive single-high safety looks with Justin Simmons patrolling deep. That kind of creativity could be the difference against a Titans offense that loves to pound the rock. But the timing is everything. When the game tightens in the fourth quarter, you want your leaders, Singleton and Jewell, out there for every single play. That's when their presence matters most. And here's a bold prediction for the opener: rookie wide receiver Troy Franklin makes his mark with 50-plus receiving yards against a Titan secondary that struggled to hold up in coverage. It won't be flashy, but it will be the start of something big. For Troy Franklin, 50 yards feels like the magic number. I'll take the slight over, let's call it 54 yards in Week 1. That might not sound like much, but think about this: last year, Franklin totaled just over 280 yards for the entire season. To grab nearly a fifth of that in the very first game would be a massive statement, a sign that this rookie is ready to carve out a real role in Denver's offense. Now, let's talk about Bo Nix. The question: over or under 35 total touchdowns this season? I'm taking the over. Here's why. Imagine this stat line: 4,400 total yards, 4,000 through the air and another 400 on the ground, paired with 36 touchdowns and around 10 interceptions. That's not just solid, that's MVP-level production. Nix has the poise, the arm talent, and the mobility to surprise the league. If he delivers numbers like that, don't be shocked when his name sneaks into the MVP conversation as one of the dark horse candidates. Now let's talk quarterbacks. Some people were surprised the Broncos kept just 2, but honestly, it makes perfect sense. With Jarrett Stidham showing steady progress and Bo Nix stepping in as the franchise's future, Denver doesn't need to force a third spot. If an injury happens, Sam Ehlinger is waiting on the practice squad and can be elevated when needed. And if things ever got dire, there are always free agents available. Bottom line, 2 quarterbacks was the right call. Now, here's the bigger question: between quarterbacks coach Davis Webb and defensive coordinator Vance Joseph, who's more likely to land a promotion next year? The answer is simple: Vance Joseph. If he delivers another top 3 defense like he did last season, the league will come calling. Not just with interviews, but with head coaching offers. As much as Broncos country would love to keep him in Denver, the truth is undeniable: great coordinators eventually move on to chase that next step. And if Vance Joseph keeps this defense dominant, it's only a matter of time before he's leading a team of his own. Vance Joseph has already worn the headset as a head coach once before in Denver, but the league has a way of giving second chances to proven leaders. If this defense performs the way it did last year, one of the NFL's very best, Joseph won't just get interviews. He'll get offers. And as much as it stings to say, that's the reality. Now, let's shift to the Chargers. The loss of left tackle Rashawn Slater changes everything. He wasn't just good, he was elite, voted the 3rd best tackle in the entire NFL by his peers. Protecting Justin Herbert's blind side without him? That's a nightmare for Los Angeles. This is where the Broncos defense has to pounce. Blitz Herbert. Hit him early, hit him often, and never let him get comfortable. If Denver stays aggressive, they can absolutely sweep the Chargers this year. If they sit back, Herbert and his weapons can still do damage. But this injury hands the Broncos a golden opportunity to dictate the matchup. And then there's John Franklin Myers. Playing for a contract, he'll give everything he has. But the reality is, Denver's cap situation makes a long-term deal unlikely. With big money already committed to Zach Allen, Courtland Sutton, and more to come for rising stars like Nick Bonitto, Franklin Myers may be more valuable as a trade chip than a re-signing. There's one massive contract looming in Denver's future, and it belongs to the man wearing number 10, Jerry Jeudy. When that deal comes, it won't be in the $20 million range. It could reach $50 or even $60 million over the length of the contract. That's the reality of keeping a premier wide receiver in today's NFL. That's why decisions have to be made carefully. Who are the true cornerstones you build around? As talented as John Franklin Myers is, he isn't part of that long-term core. Denver values him, but the team's financial future will be tied to its offensive playmakers and its young defensive stars. Now, onto another prediction. Can Bo Nix surpass 4,000 total yards this season? The answer, yes. He nearly reached that mark as a rookie, piling up close to 3,800 yards. With a full season, 17 games, and a stronger supporting cast, topping 4,000 isn't just possible, it's expected. In today's NFL, quarterbacks who can both throw and run regularly hit that benchmark. So for Nix, the over feels like the safe bet. He'll clear 4,000 total yards, cementing himself as the centerpiece of Denver's offense and proving he can carry the franchise forward.